Well, gentlemen, I think we all know why we're here.
My father died 2 years ago.
He was known as a prestigious auction house owner and also a collector of priceless artifacts. Well, upon his death, he decided to split up the two. I got the now struggling auction house, and my brother, Bernstein, got the priceless artifact collection, who just keeps in his basement the rest of his trash. But you know what they say. One man's trash is another man's treasure. Which is exactly why I brought you here today. You see, I came to you with a pretty simple deal. You scratch my back, I scratch yours. You go in, kill Bernstein, get me those artifacts. But you couldn't do it. 4 of the greatest assassins in the world, and all I see is failure in front of me. I mean, we have
Black Ops, Israeli Commando, Spetsnaz, and finally, Yakuza.
Well, Mrs. Scorcher, you care to explain what happened to you out there?
I don't really want to talk about it.
Don't want to talk about it. I'd be embarrassed too if I was you. But I'll fill in the rest of the crew for you.
You see, Mr. Scorcher here is a man of tradition. He loves 2 things in life, his Molotov cocktails and his cigarettes.
I'm serious. So much.
Well, unfortunately for Mr. Scorcher, when he showed up to Bernstein's house with his box full of Molotov cocktails, he didn't actually put things together and realized maybe smoking a cigarette in a car full of Molotov cocktails might be a bad idea.
But I should have. I thought they went through a little bit more.
Yeah, a little bit more. Maybe spend an extra hour thinking things out. Maybe step outside of the car and smoke a cigarette. Maybe quit smoking. Well,
Sorry, boss.
you're lucky to still be alive. Well, why don't you wallow in your sorrows? Let's move on to the Israeli Commando.
And why don't we go to the Israeli Commando next? Legend has it his parents gave him a name that's unpronounceable. So from now on, we'll call him by his new name, Nubs. Why don't you show everybody?
What?
I explain how this came about?
I put bomb on Frisbee,
Excuse me.
but Frisbee come back. Damn American dogs, they're too obedient.
And now, to Mr. Confidence.
Where you say failure, I say succeed. Bernstein is dead. Late last night I crept into his room, snuck throughout his house, unnoticed. Found him in the basement, and I slit his throat. No witnesses.
And is he dead?
Bernstein is dead.
Oh, boys, don't count your chickens before they hatch. Not only is Bernstein still very much alive, but that story you told is just full of lies. And I have that proof. George, you want to come in here real quickly? Fellas, this is George, once Juilliard's brightest actor. But a couple days ago, his future came to a grinding halt. George, you want to tell your side of that story?
That man attacked me. I've been working on Bernstein for months now, and I perfectly timed out poisoning him while he was napping. And I go up there during the day, and I get speared right in front of everybody and maliciously beat up. Bernstein couldn't even tell that I was a lookalike of his afterwards. Ridiculous.
That is absolutely ridiculous of you, Boris. Thank you, George. You can take a step outside now. Well, I hope you're proud of yourself. That was a beautiful young man. Which finally brings us to the most expensive one of you all, Mr. Terrence Bishop.
Well, I'd been trailing Bernstein for several weeks, learning his every move. I knew at exactly 5 o'clock every day he takes a smoke on top of his building, and that's where I was going to snipe him.
That sounds amazingly thought out. However, Bernstein is still alive. Can you tell me how that is?
So I'm not a morning person. So I may have hit my snooze a few times.
We're all human.
So I was a little late for my ride.
Wait. Your ride?
Yes. I was going to take the 4 o'clock city bus.
The 4 o'clock city bus.
Yes, that's correct.
You're telling me my $80,000 assassin that I flew over here from Japan can't take the time to go out to a used car dealership and pick himself up a car for a measly $2,000. No. Instead, you decide to pull the genius decision and take the bus?
Yeah.
I have no words for you, sir. You are the greatest disappointment in this room.
But with all this despair in front of me, now I get to bring my moment of glory to the table. You see, I've come up with my own plan. I went on the internet, made myself my own little bomb expert. Spent a little time in the basement tinkering around, and you know what? I made my own explosive. Went down to the shipping store, $20 later, shipping parcel with a bomb in it, going straight to Bernstein's door. Should be getting there any second now. Cannot wait. So now that I have my own plan all hashed out, I guess the next question is, what happens to you four? I think I picked up a little something that'll help me out with that answer. You like that, 80,000 man? What is it?
Hey, the post office said that you needed to put some stamps on this. They're gonna have to send it out for you tomorrow. But I'm gonna come back later.
Is it the